Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Digital Media Sync, this 22nd day of September. Yeah, I was like, what month is it? And it's actually the first day of autumn. So happy first day of autumn. And I'm actually wearing a sweater and a little shawl today on this beautiful fall day. It's a little chilly. All right, so enough of the Weather Channel here. Today I think this is a really good follow-up to last week's program, Digital Media Sync program, because last week we talked about e-commerce, and specifically we were talking about the relationship between WooCommerce, WordPress, and Stripe. So a very nice, simple, seamless combination, and there's other combinations that can be used as well. And I was talking with Chris Tonsky about that from Fusion Design, and that video can actually be seen online at NHV Known Live, which is it's www.nhvknown.com, and you just go to the virtual programming tab where we have all of our Known Live, which is a good segue. Oh, yay. Good morning. Hi, Bethany. Good morning. Into what Known is and Known Live is. So Known Co-working is a co-working space and office space. And so we have many programs available for that. I'm just trying to there we go. And then because we wanted to have a community feel, and it's a little difficult to do that now, we actually took some of the programming that we were doing in person and brought it online. So the umbrella, Known Live, is virtual programming for the community. And then we have 3 very specific virtual programs. So we have the Connection Corner, which Barb Ningle is the host of that, and it's a spotlight to create connection in the community. So it's entrepreneurs and artists and musicians and writers and just anybody who's doing anything in the community. So it's really, really inspiring programming. Then there's Pivot Talk, which is a virtual stage for businesses to share and learn best practices as they evolve. So there has been a lot of businesses doing pivoting, whether they're pivoting online or they're changing the way that they are doing their work in the community. And we've been talking about everything from restaurants to nonprofits to retail stores to architects to co-working spaces like our very own co-working space. And then there's this program right here, which is Digital Media Sync. And Digital Media Sync is your window into the digital communications world. And Digital Media Sync has actually been around and went through many iterations. And this particular iteration, good morning, Lance, is not only online, but this is the first time that I've actually been streaming. So this is super new for me. I'm usually used to being in a room with very many people having a discussion. We brought it online into Zoom, and then we utilized that again as more of a discussion space and Q&A and that sort of thing, which we can still do here. We can still do Q&A here. If you ask questions in the comment section, I can see those questions and I can answer them, or if you have any comments. So for those of you who have just come in to view this, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Facebook Shops. And I was mentioning that last week we had talked about utilizing e-commerce, utilizing the your website as an e-commerce space as well. So if you have a website and you have products and you're bringing those products online and you're using something like WooCommerce or Shopify or any of the other kind of shopping plugins, and then utilizing the capability to accept payments like Stripe or PayPal. Chris Tonsky had talked about her opinions on the different forms of payment and how those can be utilized. And I wanted to bring out Facebook Shop because I have been using that for my clients, and I got permission from one of my clients to actually utilize her shop, her Facebook shop, as an example. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that is. Then I'm going to go into actual Facebook shop pages, and then use her shop as an example. So I wanted to let you know what happened to with this particular client. They sell products basically, and the way that they would sell products is they would go from place to place. Their the name of the business is Scottish Creations, and so they would go to Ren fairs and to Scottish games and to different types of very specific um, Scottish fairs and other types of fairs up and down the East Coast from Maine all the way down to Pennsylvania, Virginia, and set up, sell products that were specifically from Scotland, go back home, go to the next fair, or go from fair to fair to fair, and that sort of thing. And they would do some selling online, but not a whole lot. Then they brought all of their products online, and that was something that that happened before COVID and before the shutdown and before there were no more fairs and that sort of thing. And they actually really did pivot their business. They brought everything online, and then one of the things that I had suggested was to also, because they're in the Facebook space quite a bit, I had suggested that they bring their products onto Facebook as well. And so Facebook started utilizing shops before COVID, but not to the extent that they have now. So I'm just going to bring that up. So this is basically what it looks like from the perspective of the introduction that Facebook gives. So it's introducing Facebook Shops, a new online shopping experience. And I'm going to scroll down a bit. And, of course, Facebook was noticing that many shops were creating and strengthening their digital presence. Facebook wants you to be on Facebook more. They want Facebook businesses to be on Facebook more. The way that can happen is if they set up a shopping experience for their customers. So Facebook Shops, this particular iteration says that Facebook Shops is a mobile-first shopping experience where businesses can easily create an online store on Facebook and Instagram. So remember that Facebook and Instagram, or Instagram is a product of Facebook as well. So Shops lets you choose which of your items you want to feature. Merchandise with product collections that tell your brand story with customizable fonts and colors. It's true. And in Facebook Shops, you'll be able to connect with customers through WhatsApp Messenger or Instagram Direct to answer questions after support and more. So in case you have a question about where they partner with shops like Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce. So this particular client is utilizing WooCommerce, Channel Advisor, SaidCommerce, Cafe24, Freakonomics, and more. So there's a little bit of back-end work that needs to be done, but you just basically have to follow those instructions. And good morning, Rick. So I'm going to pop back over. And they're going to be adding features across the apps like Instagram Shop, live shopping features, and loyalty programs to help. So some of these things have been coming in rather slowly, but they definitely ramped it up a lot more after COVID and the shutdown and that sort of thing, so that people can bring their products online. So again, this is This is at facebook.com/business/shops. So you can see this particular page. And it's saying what you can do is you can manage your catalog, and I'll show you with my client what that looks like. You can use an existing catalog or set up a new one that works across Facebook and Instagram, and it says learn more about catalogs, which I'm not going to go into now. I'm just going to show you what that looks like. You can set up a shop in Commerce Manager. So you can manage all of your products, and you can see on the left-hand side here that's little video where they're showing you what that looks like. Build collections, and I'll show you what that looks like. I really have a lot of fun with that. So I know with the holidays coming up and people are going to be doing holiday shopping, it's going to be really important to really push that kind of holiday feel for your customers. And then you can actually customize your shop. So using visuals, brand elements, and custom colors to bring your brand to life. And then you can arrange the layout and order your collection so that people see that your new and featured collections first. So they have instructions, step-by-step instructions on how to do that. I know when I set up my client's shop, it didn't take me very long in order to do that. I did it in a couple of sessions that were an hour apiece. One of the things that was really great was I had the capability, good morning, to integrate WooCommerce with Facebook Shop, with the catalog. So I was able to take 1,000 and integrate them into the Facebook shop. And then what Facebook does is it syncs the products. So there was like 1,036 or 1,136. There was a lot of products. So it synced everything up. And then what you do is you have to manually build that collection. So I'll show you what that looks like from that perspective. So here's Scottish Creations right over here, and this is the shop. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to increase the size of the screen and take me off the screen. I don't need to be on the screen right now. So I'm going to remove me. Boop, there I go. I'm gone. All right, so here we go. We are on Scottish Creations. And I have the admin view right now, so I see all this stuff. So here it is again. It's actually promoting optimized for sales, not just for clicks. I'm going to click out of that so that you can see the cover image. So the cover image is actually some of the products that they have. These are Harris tweed bags. These are very well-known bags from Scotland. And then I can create a post and so forth. So see, they're really, really pushing the sales things and ads and that sort. So here's where the shop is. And it shows a few of the products. So these are products that I've actually uploaded. And if I pop here, see all. You can see all the different. So now I can see everything that I set up. So this is from my perspective. So these are products for whiskey tasting, designer jewelry, arts and prints. So these are all things. This was when I did a Mother's Day collection, and this is actually shut off for people. Featured products. These were new products that came in. These are chess sets. And then some more new arrivals. So I've actually posted that they were new arrivals. And this is actually something that you have to set up in your tab section as well. So see how it says home on the very left-hand side, and then it says shop next, and then post, reviews, videos, photos, and so forth. So you have to make sure that you go into your tab section and pull up shop and start utilizing that. And then they have all products, which is all the products, whether or not they were put into collections. So, and this is how you can create a collection. You can just pop into your Commerce Manager. And this is for businesses. So these are all for Facebook business pages. This is not on your profile. So the very first thing you have to do is set up a Facebook business page. And while we're waiting for this to load, I just also wanted to let you know that not only is there a section for products, there's also a section for what I do is I actually list out the services that are available for agents of branding. And one of the things that we did for Known as well is we also listed what those services are. So when you're building out a Facebook page, a Facebook business page, Facebook really does quite a bit to let your business promote, for free. And I know that it's, a lot of times people will say that it's very difficult for people to see business pages. And that's why it's really important to have a plan, both an organic plan and a paid plan as well. So make sure that both of those things are available. Okay, so now we've popped up this is the back end now. So this is where all the magic is happening. So one of the things that they've been pushing is to get a $300 ad credit when you customize your shop. So this is all the items over here. So here's the catalog right here. And the catalog has 1,092 items. So the beautiful thing about this is, no, I did not manually input 1,092 items. I was using WooCommerce. So Scottish Creation runs on a WordPress site with a WooCommerce plugin and a Stripe plugin as well. So again, it's very seamless in that you go to the website, scottishcreations.com, then you go to the type of products that you want, and then you shop, everything goes into the cart. You know how that goes. But people who are communicating with or viewing the Facebook page or the Instagram business account can see these products in this catalog as well. So then it's set up through a data source feed. So with the WooCommerce Facebook integration, I was able to upload all of these products that are in the catalog, and it uploaded it. And not only does it upload it, it's synced so that the data source feed can be updated. So it's showing right here that the last time that it was updated was today, September 22nd at 8:21 a.m. So it syncs, and if there was any products that were pulled, for example, if there was 10 of a product and then all 10 of those products were sold out, that product doesn't make it into the feed. So it syncs it up. It also lets you know if there's any problems or if there's any missing or invalid information. So these are things that I'm going to have to check later when I'm offline or off from streaming. So then I can go and I can review the issues. And it's usually because there's information that's interest, or there's information that is missing, or there's a variety of reasons why some products can't be utilized. So we can't sell alcohol. So it's been a little bit interesting because some of the products say whiskey or show whiskey, but they're just glasses or they're little baubles or something like that, earrings, and because they have whiskey, they want to make sure that you're not selling whiskey. The other thing that happened was there's a kilt pin that is in the shape of a sword. So they were like, hey, you can't sell weapons. But it was a kilt pin, and it's not a weapon. I mean, I guess it could be, but it would take a really long time to hurt somebody with a kilt pin. So there's that, and I'm hoping that you can see all of this. I gotta tell you, when I don't have a guest and I'm talking, woof, there we go. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the comment section, because I'm popping back and forth and making sure that I'm not missing any questions or comments from anybody. So this also create an ad to promote your shop. I actually have some ads running because this section came up right here. A while after I set up the stores. So I'm going to pop over to catalog, and I want to show you what it looks like from that perspective. Do I have a window for catalog open? So this is something that I actually set up very recently. This is a very particular set. So there's items, and then there's sets, and then I had showed you where there's issues and what the data source is, and then the little shop. So this is a particular set right here, and this is, we called it Cozy Essentials because all of these are shawls and throws and more shawls and more throws. So in this particular set, there's 12 items. They're very specific. You can sort them. You can put them in different different views and so forth. And it's also very easy to advertise the set. You just click on advertise set and you fill out the form for your target audience and that sort of thing. But as you can see, now this is something that I actually had to set up manually. So when we got our chess sets in, for example, I actually pulled all the chess sets and all the boards. And you can pull more items into this as well. So you can actually edit this. And then this is what the ads will look like over here. So as you can see, this is your commerce manager. And this is where all your products that you just pulled in, you can start moving things around. So if I wanted to, I can create a different set. So I can manually select items. I'm going to do that online right now. So I am going to name this home products. And I can scroll through here and decide what I would like. So there's towels. It'll scroll through and look for anything that, maybe I have to put towel, yeah. So here's a towel, a tea towel. So we have the Woolly U tea towel, Caledonian pipes, Highland cow, which I love Highland cows. There's another Highland cow tea towel, Scottish doggy, another Scotty, So I can just scroll down, and on the right-hand side, can you see 7 items? More tea towels, more tea towels, more tea towels. So I'm just going to do a few of these, and then I'll go back and I'll bring in more home items. So just create that. And actually, I could probably call this kitchen products because there's also bath products and that sort of thing. But you can do all of these different variations. And then if I decide that I want to advertise that set, I just click on Advertise Set. And this is going to show up on Facebook and on Instagram. And you'll be able to purchase on Facebook and Instagram as well. And WooCommerce will keep track of everything, because making sure that you have a sync set up is very, very important. And so as you can see, it took me like less than a minute to go in to my catalog and start pulling things in. And I can pull any number of items in and just continue in that manner. And then when you go to the actual Facebook page or to Instagram as well, the shop is set up in both of those areas. So I'm going to pop back over to this screen. Oops. So again, you have to decide basically how often, how much time your potential customers, your prospects spend on Facebook and on Instagram. The other thing too is this gets tracked in Google Analytics as well. And especially because if you have a Facebook pixel, it will show you in the e-commerce section of your Google Analytics if and how many people are purchasing through Facebook and through Instagram, and what the actual purchase is. So WooCommerce, in this particular case, WooCommerce is tracking all of the products that are being sold and then where those sales are coming from. So in this particular case, I'm not just using Facebook and I'm not just using Instagram, but I am using Facebook and Instagram. So WooCommerce is checking for me. And through Google Analytics, there's also a sync involved in that as well. So Google Analytics is picking up all of the WooCommerce sales. You have to make sure that you have that plugin on your WordPress site as well. And it tracks everything from when people go onto the page, to putting an item in a cart, to leaving the cart, leaving an item in the cart, cart abandonment, checkout abandonment, and the actual transaction. So this is all really important information. And if it's coming from Facebook and Instagram, that is being tracked as well. So just a point to note that's beyond what's going on with Facebook and Instagram. So here we see a live version of what it looks like on Facebook. And then this is a live version of what the items look like on Instagram. So these are all clickable. So when you go to this particular image and it says view collection, that is clickable, and then you can see the collection. And here's a history. And you can see all of your shop pages over here. And when you update a shop, you have to submit it for publishing. So I submitted the Cozy Essentials last night, and I was approved right away today, or probably overnight. And it shows you your ads and your insights and any other setting information over here. So that was just a quick overview, and that took us right up to 9 a.m. So this has only been a half hour. So again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. While I have time, I'm just going to show you really quickly what it looks like to have what the services area of Facebook looks like. Again, taking advantage of all of the items available on your page is really, really important. If you're going to have a business Facebook page, yeah, make sure that you take advantage of every aspect of that. I'm going to pop back into Facebook. I also want to say that I'm actually running this from my very own office at Known. Well, it's not my very own. I'm sharing this office. But I have my very own desk in an office with a window and plenty of natural light. So I am super happy. All right, so I'm going to go to Agents of Branding. I'm going to use Agents of Branding as an example. I'm also going to use Known as an example as well. So again, on Facebook, so remember how we had shop along the left-hand side? If you activate services, can you see this? And you can showcase your services. So if you have services set up and packaged in a particular way, maybe I should close some of these windows. I have a lot of windows open. So while this is running, I just want to recap. If you go to Facebook/business/shops, it will show you all the information that you need to know, the introduction to Facebook shops, and then how to utilize each aspect of Facebook shops. I'm going to be doing a little bit more over the next few weeks about different shopping experiences that you can set up, e-commerce experiences that you can set up for your customers. I'll be helping out with that. So as you can see here, you can add a service right here. And if I go to my home, it's taking a while. Let me see what happens if I go to Known. We have no more spinny thing. Actually, this is going to be interesting because I'm going to Known, and Known is running the Known Live, which is another aspect of Facebook where you can live stream from your business page, and you can set up groups in your business page as well, right within your business page. So I have a digital media sync page, and I also have a digital media sync group. So I have access to both. Why am I so slow today? It's probably because I didn't close my computer last night. Yep, I admit it. I did not shut down my computer completely. I walked away from the computer. Facebook has a Facebook business suite. Oh my goodness, this is like the slowest this has ever been. Oh, it looks like we're almost there. Thank goodness. Yeah, so if you have any questions in the meantime, obviously I have plenty of time to answer questions. All right, apparently Facebook got super tired of displaying everything. But yeah, they are really, really pushing both the shops and the services and the live streaming, because basically from the perspective of Facebook, they really want to, here we go. All right, so if you want to set up a service, when you click on add a service, it pops up right here. You can add the service name and then the price. So if I want to say that there's dedicated desks, for example, and you can decide whether it's going to be a fixed price or if it's going to be a variant price. Then you can note a description. So put a nice little description here. Here we go. Fixed price starting at, variable price, ask for price. So it's an invitation for people to call and ask questions. And then there may be no price at all, free or custom. You can also turn the pricing on or off, whether it shows or does not show. In this case, the services have a duration or do not have a duration, so 30 minutes, an hour, all day. And you can block extra time in between the time periods. Show the service. You can include an image, which is a good idea. And then you save it and you go on your merry way. And you have a service there. I'm going to cancel it right now because I've already added the services. So if you go to the known co-working space page, Facebook page, take a look because there are services added there. Oh, there's a question. There is a question. Okay. Bethany asks, I wonder if you have recommendations about different ways of accepting payment on Facebook shops. Yeah, so there are different ways. If you specifically have a website that you're pulling products or services from, you can utilize PayPal, you can utilize Stripe, so whatever you utilize for your website. Facebook actually utilizes its own payment structure as well, and that's also listed in the Facebook business page, how they accept payments. or how you're able to utilize the payment structure that they have. They do, unfortunately, as with all of the payment methods, take a small percentage off the top. I think it's 2% and 30 cents per transaction. But don't quote me on that. I'm just doing that from memory, not from actually looking at it at the moment. But yeah, they're still working on what the payment methods are as well. But I'm hoping that they're going to have more payment partnerships, just like they have a lot of product partnerships. For a while, WooCommerce wasn't added to the list, so I had to wait for that. But now they have probably 10 partnerships with different products or e-commerce platforms. So it's evolving. Yeah, that's definitely something that's evolving. And like I said, with Facebook, the evolution started out kind of slow, but because so many people are moving to some sort of online space, whether it's because of COVID-19 or if it's just because of the way people shop. And the other thing too that Facebook does is their mobile experience. They made their mobile experience much different and separate than their desktop experience. So just able to, yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad that helps because I know it was kind of like moving around the answer. And again, it's just because, Facebook is constantly changing the way that they do things. And this particular change was very quick. And they added a lot of different features quite quickly. They really, really did. So it's just we're just catching up with that. And I'm constantly having to look and make sure that I have everything set up properly for my client. And I actually had to change the way that I worked within the shopping space. But thankfully I had, I did. It's very important to make sure that like what your syncing situation is, what your partnerships situations are with all of the platforms, so that everything moves, very quickly and smoothly and that sort of thing. So hopefully, this whole particular session was helpful. I'll be doing more. I'll be doing more about Facebook shopping and Instagram shopping. I'll be doing more about e-commerce and digital commerce, like I said, over the next few weeks. Next week, I'll actually have a guest. I'll have Zeph Zan back on. She has joined me a couple of times already. We've talked about live video and live streaming, and she is really the go-to person when it comes to live streaming and knowing everything from setting up from the perspective of technology, what to think about when you are thinking about how you present yourself and how you get yourself into a space for presenting live. Like I said, I have pretty much never really presented in a live streaming event. It was always either live in person or in a Zoom seminar or that sort of thing. So doing Facebook live streaming, I had to admit, was pretty daunting for me. So Zeph was really my go-to person when I was thinking about like, oh gosh, I really have to do this from the perspective of live streaming to reach out to more people with this particular setup. One more thing before I go. This is a known live production, live stream, and I will be back next week. I'm here every Tuesday, and I'm also available offline as well, so you can reach me at Digital Media Sync on Facebook, and you can reach me at Agents of Branding on Facebook as well. Agents of Branding is one of my companies, and I partner with Mason Rabinowitz on that. And check out at nhbknown.com. We are going to have a connection corner on Monday, the 24th. There's actually going to be two next week, the 24th and the 28th. Oh no, wait, the 24th is this week. Holy moly. The 24th is Thursday. Oh my goodness. I'm getting my days and months. This year is just like, it's going by like so fast and yet so slow. And it's really confusing. So just go to nhbknown.com, look at the Known Live calendar, and that'll be coming up. Oh, good. I'm glad that was helpful, Lance, because these past few minutes right now, I'm like, I don't know what's going on anymore. But yeah, I mean, and if anybody has any questions about e-commerce and specifically about working with WordPress, WooCommerce, Shopify, working with the Facebook suite, business suite as well, really think about that from the perspective of products and of services, and how you get yourself out to your customers. I mean, that's really, from my perspective, what we're working on right now is just, everything is so different, and the ways that we can be helpful to one another to get this going and motivated. That's been my mission for a long time. And so I want to make sure that I continue that and I give people as much information as I possibly can. With that being said, we have one more product that's going to be coming out really soon. It's going to be part of the Known Co-working Growth Academy. And I'm working on courses, and I'm actually going to have them roll out definitely this month, maybe this week. And they're in 3 specific areas. One is live events. So how to host an event, how to think about technology for events, and how to promote the event. And I'm just really going to be doing deep dives. I've done this already for the Known Live product suite, but I'm really going to think about it from the perspective of lessons and really courses, and making sure that there's checklists and that people really get a grasp for what this is. The second course structure is going to be based on Google Analytics, and again, I've talked about Google Analytics a lot before, and from the perspective of what it looks like from a sales perspective and actual results, and where to look for the results and how to fix things based on what you see in your Google Analytics. And then the third is going to be kind of an overview and coming from the perspective of the marketing mindset, which is something that Randy Spina had talked about again in an earlier Known Live Digital Media Sync episode that we had. And you can find all of these on the nhbknown.com site. So yeah, the marketing mindset is really going to be talking about how to implement a plan, how to think about social media campaign and a paid campaign as well. So pay per click and social paid. So that's coming out. I know I keep saying really, really soon, but it is. It's been quite a bit of work of collecting and curating kind of like the best information that I have available, and I want to make sure that I have that ready for you. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you next week. Keep an eye out on the Known Co-working Facebook page and on the Digital Media Sync Facebook page. If you have a topic that you would like me to talk about, send me a note. If you have a topic that you would like to present on, send me a note. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.